Hello, insiders and YouTube and whoever's watching. It is so good to have you on this Wednesday. I'm going to wait and see. Let me see if I can pop anyone on. There's the notification. We're going to invite. We won't invite. You guys will pop up. So happy. I've got Sarah. Hi, how's Sarah? How are you today? We're going to wait and see if anyone else pops on because this subject seems to be actually tugging at people's hearts. Hang on a second. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. Good to see you. This is going to be recorded so you guys can watch it on YouTube. And today we are going to talk about the to-do list and why it is crippling some people. It is not helping you. Okay, you might have heard this before, or maybe this is the first time you're hearing this, but it is really interesting stuff. And, you know, as I evolve with my businesses and my personal development, sometimes there's things that I'm doing, and then all of a sudden I've been doing it all along, but then someone like maybe a different coach or a different influencer or someone in my life, a mentor, points it out. I'm like, oh, I was actually really doing that all along. But then it kind of came to almost like to fruition because I realized, wow, I'm actually doing something that I didn't even really know I was doing. Because sometimes we don't know what we don't know. But anyway, I want to talk about the to-do list and how it is really crippling some people from moving forward in their life and in their business. And sometimes people are so stuck with this to-do list that they literally become a slave to this to-do list, and then they can't live their life. And that is the problem that I'm seeing everywhere. So I want to talk about one thing. Hang on one second. I've got to get something real quick because I wrote this down. And it's a little bit about neuroscience. And I found it fascinating that, I mean, we all know that our brain is processing, and actually the amount is about 400 billion bits of information per second that comes through our brain. It might be unconsciously or subconsciously or consciously. And this is kind of getting a little, it's overwhelming all of us because we know that we're overwhelmed with our work, with our families, and then we've got social media, then we're trying to start a business. So we're completely overwhelmed. But our brains can only process at one time. It's approximately 2,000 bits per second out of the, I think it says here, it's 400 billion, okay? So right there, if you are an overachiever, and I'm an overachiever, but we still have to know that we've got our limits. If we don't realize if we're not in tune with, oh my gosh, I've got limits and my life is gonna pass me by with my to-do list, then if you don't even know that you're doing this, you need to be here. So let's talk about our to-do list because our brain is constantly taking in information, but we can only process so much at a time. So we do have we are limited as human beings in capacity. We only have a certain amount of hours in the day to get stuff done. So what I'm going to do is help you understand and hopefully make a change with your to-do list. So I've got Sarah on here. Do you have a to-do list? I'm just curious. Because I actually don't have a to-do list. I mean, I know what I need to do, and sometimes I write a few things down. It's not good or bad. It's just that I've never done things like that. I create lists, and then I create lists for lists, so that's me. But some people are super organized that way, and they're very efficient, and they get things done. That's great. This video is not for you guys. If you're super efficient and those lists help you and you actually do accomplish things to move forward in your business and your life, then that's working for you. But I'm talking about all the people that are feeling they're drowning in their to-do list. This is where you want to listen up. So I wrote on my little board here, we've got like a typical to-do list. And I just wrote, obviously this is just a list where I just started randomly writing things. But, besides your work and your career, you've got things like scheduling doctor's appointments, picking up kids at school, paying bills, going through courses that you purchased, finding recipes for dinner, organizing closets, designing logos. You got laundry day. If you're in your Etsy shop, you're trying to add Etsy listings and working on your shop. And the list could be literally in the hundreds and thousands of what you're doing. Hey, Alicia. So this is like a typical person's to-do list, and we love to like take the marker and we like, okay, I scheduled my doctor's appointment. I, picked up my kids. I paid my 3 bills today. And then you're like this. But the problem is what happens is the to-do list never gets shorter. It only gets longer, and we have limited resources. So we need to figure out how to be super efficient with our to-do list. Okay. So what a really good, now this is not only coming from me, like this is out in the business world, things I study. This is not just coming from me. I just wanted to pass it on to you guys. So when we have our to-do list, the first thing we need to do is we need to sit down and write down. And this is going to take you maybe about 15 minutes to do. And you're going to write down everything that you do on your to-do list, your typical to-do list. Okay? So back to here, this is like a typical, again, this is not including your work or, hey, Gina, this is not including your work. This is not including like, career, things like that. This is just like maybe your little side hustle, or maybe it is, if you do work from home, you have your to-do list with all of your work activities combined. So what we want to do first is we want to make sure we're going to come up with a new list, which is not a list, but it's called the success list. This is really, I'm not doing good with this. I'm going to put my knee up right here. Okay, so we're going to do a success list. Whoops. Because what happens is life will pass us by. Hi, Sheila. Life will pass us by if we're continuing to do checking off all the things on the list. Life will completely pass us by. So what we want to do instead of these long lists of things to do is we want to create a success list. And what does that look like? There are going to be 3 things on your success list. You have your to-do list, and your success list includes things that you are going to remove from your to-do list, okay? For example, your success list is going to be consider things that are non-negotiable, like you have to do these things. So we've got your non-negotiable. Like, for example, you've got to schedule your doctor's appointment because you don't have a virtual assistant. You have to pick up your kids from school. You have got to find, maybe you don't need to find a recipe for dinner, but you've got to cook dinner. So those are like things that are absolutely, necessary in the day. And then we have the second thing that we want to do is we want to take the things off the to-do list and we want to see where we can eliminate altogether. Really look and see, what can I completely eliminate, at least for the time being? Maybe you don't need to organize your closet right now, okay? Maybe you can get someone a Fiverr for $5 to design your logo because it doesn't need to be perfect. Guess what? You just eliminated 2 things off of your to-do list so you can work on things that are more important to you, like you're growing your business or spending more time with your family. This is not just in relation to business, even though I am giving you business tips because you'll be more efficient. So did you see right away, if you go through each thing, maybe you can start a carpool for your kids. That will give you an hour to work on your business. How can you become super efficient by either eliminating or outsourcing? That's the third thing. My marker's running out. Outsourcing. Okay, so what does outsourcing look like? There are plenty of resources right now online in your community to outsource certain things so you can get your time back. Let's say you want to, let's say it is, instead of spending time finding recipes for dinner, is there one particular, let's say it's, you purchase something that literally gives you 365 ideas for dinner, or maybe it's on Pinterest, and you follow that, and right there, that saves you 15 minutes. Instead of trying to search for a recipe for dinner, you spend maybe a half hour each week on like a Sunday night and plan 3 months of dinners. Guess what? You just got hours of time back, okay? So if you can become more efficient by either eliminating it, outsourcing it, like I said, if you are obsessing over your logo, you're wasting precious time to move forward in your business. You can easily spend $10, $15 on Fiverr or Upwork or it takes these designers that are graphically talented 10, 15 minutes to come up with a great logo that you'll probably change anyway down the road. So don't work on the tasks that are not going to move the needle forward in your life and your business. So you can do laundry day. Let's say you do have like a laundry day. Some people do laundry a week. Can you condense it to one day, and during that one day, be super efficient? I'm talking, don't just drag your legs and put the laundry in there. And I'm talking like be super efficient so you can get 20 minutes to go work on your business. See, we're wasting so much time, and time cannot be, it's done. Once it's done, it's done. You can't get it back. So, when you're going through courses, this is hard because we all want to learn and we all want to educate ourselves, and it's really important that we do so. I have bought so many courses to educate myself, and some of them I go through the whole course and some of them I don't. But if I glean some information, it's a good course, even if I gleaned a little bit of information out of it. But how do you have the time to go through all these courses? You have got to start being really intentional about your to-do list. When you start becoming intentional about everything that you do and realizing your time is so valuable, your to-do list is all of a sudden it's going to get super short, and it's going to be a success list. And your success list, my arm is killing me right now. Okay, so your success list is going to only compromise of things that are going to move your business forward, or maybe it's you want more time with your family, whatever is important to you. If it's growing a business, you're going to take all that time from that to-do list and put it in those 3 different categories. The non-negotiables you must do. Eliminate them if you can eliminate them, or condense them or batch them. And then the outsourcing. If you really, even if you say, oh, this will only take me 15 minutes. But guess what? If you give it to someone else to do that you can outsource for cheap, you can work on your business that will do something that will move your business forward. Okay, so are you guys with me so far? Is this helping anyone stop feeling overwhelmed a little bit? I know that you will never, ever be able to grow a successful business if you work by the to-do list method. Not going to happen. The most successful entrepreneurs are the ones that are actually eliminating stuff off their plate. They're finding ways to be resourceful, to actually to I guess the word is just really optimize everything. And even just being on mindless activities, scrolling through Facebook, oh, that's interesting, oh, I want to buy that. That is not contributing to your life, to anything that is going to provide value in the long term for you guys. So what I would recommend is, and it's okay if you're, like I mentioned before, if this is working and you are super productive this way and you can knock out 20 things in a day, then that's fine. That's great. You actually are doing a fantastic job. But for the most part, people are drowning in their to-do lists. I have, yeah. So what can you do to start your success list? And what can you do right now to eliminate? Sit down for 15 minutes and go through, I don't know if you do daily to-do lists or weekly to-do lists, go through each one of those things on your list one by one and say, okay, is this an absolute, like even scheduling appointments. Schedule your appointments. Maybe you've got Monday for 15 minutes, you're gonna schedule all your appointments, okay, for doctors and things like that and your family. Batch everything as much as possible and in your life, you know, and if you can, hire a virtual assistant. They're like $3 in the Philippines, which actually is a lot of money in the Philippines, by the way. They can be your virtual assistant to do things like, you know, help you with emails, help you with getting landing pages up or email or listing items on your Etsy shop so you can get your time back. So just go through each one of those things and don't keep adding to them, because what's happening is we are drowning in those to-do lists. Okay, is anyone with me? Is anyone, okay, I'm gonna do this, or what are your thoughts? Let me know. We've got a few people on here. Because what's going to happen is you are going to be 90 years old with to-do lists and nothing to show for it. So I want to talk quickly about, because we're already almost at 20 minutes, and I want to keep it short because I don't want to invade in your space and time. I want you to be productive. So when it comes to business, if you are doing the busy work, the things on the to-do list, the things that are not moving your needle forward in your business, you need to stop and figure out how you can do one of those three things. The non-negotiable that you must do, the one that you can outsource or eliminate. So the only way you're going to move forward in business is by taking action, and action that matters. The action that matters is anything to do with getting your product out to the world, you know, marketing, sales, feedback, refining your products. That is truly what is going to, connecting with others, that's what's going to move your needle forward in the business. So when you sit down to do a task, you're going to say, okay, Stephanie, I really want to redo my website because it looks terrible. That task is actually not going to move my needle and bring money in the bank. Because your website, yes, it needs to be presentable, it needs to be good, but it doesn't need to be perfect and redone 5 times, because you're never adding any bit of revenue by doing that. What you should be doing is those activities that are going to move that needle forward in your business. Again, marketing, adding new products, connecting with customers, research, and not too much research because then you could go down the rabbit hole, but actionable steps that are really going to matter. And welcome, Vicky. So we're almost done though, Vicky. I keep these short. I don't go on for hours. You'll have to watch the replay. So what can you do today to move your needle forward in your business without all the busy work, without the to-do lists, without the things that are going to drive you crazy and feel like you're spinning your wheels? So it's going to take some reorganization. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a little bit of commitment, and it's going to take personal integrity for you to control yourself, not to run on social media when you feel like it. There's a lot of discipline in being an entrepreneur. Are you guys feeling that? Are you feeling that? Like sometimes it's like you don't know how anybody does it, especially if you're a new entrepreneur. Do you feel that? Because it's so common. Are you guys with me? Can you like, do you feel that? Well, I know that I have felt that in the past, and I do from time to time feel that way. Linda says, very good info. I'm feeling less overwhelmed every day. Excellent. Yeah, because to be honest with you, the information is, it will continue. Increase in knowledge, increase in tech, increase in the next platform. Now it's TikTok. Our brains cannot keep up with it. So instead of feeling like you've got to continue to do more, hyper focus on just one or two things, especially in your business, that will move the needle. And then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, oh, I'm ready for the next step because I got so much done because I've hyper focused on one thing this week. I don't care if it's, okay, adding products, getting your Etsy shop up and adding products, okay? Getting your business up and adding products. That is an item that will move the needle forward, okay? Not changing the colors on your fonts, organizing your files, figuring out I need to know one more thing on this video. Those things are not going to help you put income in the bank. And I wish it was, but it doesn't. And that's why right now I think it's easy, but there's a dichotomy here. I think it's almost as hard to be an entrepreneur now because of the overwhelm out there. And if you don't learn to control your mind, because the mindset is the number one thing that is stopping most people because of all the fear and the doubt and the stuff like this, the to-do lists and the craziness and the overwhelm. It takes a lot of personal work, personal development, but the cool thing is once you understand all this, you can really have a successful business. But there is an uphill battle. And if you're feeling stressed or you're feeling frustrated, you're totally normal. So don't feel like everyone else has got it and you don't. I want to assure you that that is not the case. I'd say most people are working in, they're actually working in so much resistance. They're not working at their capacities. They're working in fear and overwhelm. So don't feel that way. It's just learning how to overcome all of this. Okay, so Patty says yes, and Linda's yes. Okay, so we're at 25 minutes. I don't want to take any more of your time because I could talk for probably, but I am putting together, I put a link, the Butt Kickin' Business Boot Camp. We are going to be really streamlining the way your mind thinks. We're going to be talking about everything from mindset to integrity, to tech, to hiring, outsourcing. It's going to be a group membership. And I sent out an email the other day. And of course, I forgot to put the link. So I will send out another one. If you're interested, just let me know. If you already, could you take this, be a member? Yes. If you, I don't want to overwhelm you with more stuff. See, this is my point. I want people that are already taking action to get to another level. But if you're just starting out, sure, you could sign up, but this is for people that are serious about growing their businesses. And it takes a lot of the mindset. And that's what I want to focus on to help you navigate this crazy business world. So like you're solo entrepreneurs, and I've done it for years and I'm still learning every day. And that's why I'm passing all this information and my knowledge onto you guys to help you and also to just, pass on the love. What can I say? I love what I do. I love helping you guys out. All right. So any questions, you can click on the link. Just get on I don't have any course or anything. This is going to be talking like this for about an hour per week we're going to do. And then I'm going to have some, this is the course. Not the course, the boot camp. We will be talking about different subjects. It might be 1 week we're going to be setting up emails. Why do we need to set up emails? Things like that. So it's going to be multifaceted, but I promise you it will be really good because it will help you keep you focused on the tasks at hand. Just click on the link if you want to sign up for the wait list. I have right now, I know Sheila's interested. My link didn't work. There's a couple people emailed me back and told me the link didn't work, so they're probably interested. But I do need to have several people before I can make this work, this boot camp work, because I'm keeping the price at under $50 for you guys, which is the amount of content and expertise and everything that I'm going to bring to you guys. So just sign that up on that wait list, and then I'll give you more information. In the meantime, I hope this helped you guys out, but I hope more importantly that you take action for what I'm telling you. If you continue your to-do lists and they're overwhelming, it's going to continue to give you the same results. Be intentional about every single thing that you do from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed. Account for your time because it's precious. All right, guys, do you have any questions before we skedaddle here? Before I skedaddle? I'll take a question. We got a minute. Anyone have a question? Is anyone inspired? Is anyone going to go do this? Does anyone feel like they're wasting their life away with their to-do lists? I know it's a common problem. That's why I'm speaking about it today. Well, I hope it helped you guys. And let me just scroll down and see if there's any other comments. No. Thank you. You're very welcome, guys. I hope this helped you. Be intentional. Serious, just intention, and attention. Attention and be intentional. That's what I was trying to say. Got a little tongue tied there. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you around the block. You know where I'm at. Have a great day. Be productive. And Sheila said I was actually working on this last night. Excellent. I'm so proud of you, Sheila. You've got so many awesome things coming for you this year, but it's all a matter of just managing the mindset. That's the number one struggle we all have as entrepreneurs. Okay, guys, I will see you soon. Have a great day.